to Any Given Thursday.
Welcome to Any Given Thursday, the dumpster fire for the homeless. Yeah, I'm bringing it back.
So long, Gabe House.
Damn it.
We're starting off strong this week.
Are we? Fine.
I don't know. You're in charge.
Anyway, it's.
Oh, we're rolling with it.
Are we? I don't know. No,
Welcome
I wasn't going to.
Welcome to Any Given Thursday. You're home for Mario 64 speedrunning. It's what we specialize in. It's what we're good at.
Neither of us have played that in a long time.
You're right. Actually,
I definitely can't speedrun it.
I have a memory. Not me either. I actually have a memory of playing Super Mario 64 in a hotel. Yeah, so this was years ago. I had a karate competition, and my dad and I went down to, I want to say Jersey? I want to say. It wasn't the DC one, but I think it was Jersey. So we went down there. We stayed at a hotel over the weekend. And in the hotel, they had a Nintendo 64. And you would rent time that was attached to the television or whatever. And you would pay, and you'd have a certain time slot that you could play the game, and it would get billed to the hotel. So my dad let me take a time chunk to play Super Mario 64 on the hotel television.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
What a moment in time.
Yeah, that is not something you'll ever see again. But
how did they even know how long you were playing?
Good question. I don't know. I was, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10, maybe. I don't remember.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Which is totally related to the topic that you're going to present to us today, Rob.
Yeah, Kevin, in case nobody else got that throughout all of this, I'm Rob, he's Kev.
And I'm Rob, and he's Kev.
God damn it.
And I'm Kev, and he's Rob. And this is Any Given Thursday.
We've
done this bit before.
We've done this bit. Are we doing a bit?
Well, we've done the And I'm Rob bit before.
Oh.
And you're Kev.
Yeah.
So we're just, God, we're not even original anymore, are we?
Apparently we never were based on last episode.
Hey, if you don't get that joke, go back and listen to the last episode.
But I have a quandary for you today.
A quandary?
A quandary.
Is it a quantum quandary?
No.
Okay, that's good.
I would say not.
That's good.
I'd say it's a much smaller scale.
It's smaller than quantum level?
Okay, fine, you got me there. No, it's probably bigger than that.
Okay, all right. I want to double check.
Yeah, but a quantum quandary implies that you need the knowledge on a vast level of metaphysics in order to answer it.
Okay, I'll take that point.
So to that degree, I don't think you need all that.
Gotcha. We don't need quantum knowledge, but the quandary, not problem. It's not a problem. It might be a problem. I don't know. Is not just a quantum problem.
So,
get tied in. Is it
I'm not going
physics
to.
Or Mario 64?
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's not at all. It's actually related to music.
Okay, it's not even related to karate or New Jersey, huh?
No, I know.
Hold on.
So
it's related
strange.
to music.
Yep. Actually,
we have a friend named Joe that lives in New Jersey.
That's true.
He does music.
That's also true.
Tie it in.
He would probably have a good input for this. And actually, I would imagine that a car ride with you and your father, that this would be a conversation indirectly that could have happened.
You hold on. You think this is a conversation that Kurt and I had?
No, but I think that it might have been relevant. Because I know with me driving with my dad it is.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you the question, and then I'm going to give a little bit of, expose here,
Sure. Yeah, expose yourself to me.
Oh, yeah, that's not the right word.
Exposition.
Yeah.
I think is what you meant.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll let them.
Sound as nice.
I'll let them imagine what's going on here.
So, in your opinion,
Yes.
what is the dirtiest song that doesn't have swear words?
Ooh.
So I've been thinking about this a lot recently because
Oh, boy.
my dad will always go on about how there were such great lyrics with old singer-songwriter songs of his generation, and you can't understand music these days, and it's so explicit, and actually I don't think he directly says that, but I think it's implied,
Okay.
And then I was driving around, and I have two in particular I think are very relevant.
Okay.
Very
Wonder if we're
popular
thinking
Tina
same
Turner
thing.
song came on.
Okay.
What's Love Got to Do with it?
Yeah. Good question.
That song is just about banging.
Yeah.
It's like, love's a secondhand emotion.
Yeah.
We're I'm not asking you about any of
I
that.
don't want you to love me.
What's love got to do with it? Got to do with it.
That's a good one. Wow.
And I'm like, wait a minute. I've never thought about this song more than just vibing to it and maybe singing along a little bit.
Yep.
And I was thinking about it. I'm like, this is like right up there.
Just about sex.
It's like I'm just gonna use you for sex.
Yep. Huh. That's a good one.
It's a good song.
It's both. Yes, it is a good song. I think it's also a good example.
There are obviously a lot of more modern songs and artists, for that matter, who I guess what I'm looking for is a little bit more of the subtlety,
not like big booty bitches,
or anything the Bloodhound Gang has done.
Oh wait, they're subtle.
Was my thought.
They're very subtle.
Yeah, Foxtrot Uniform Charlie Kilo.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. It's very subtle.
Yeah, that song is technically not explicit on iTunes.
Exactly.
Because
why would it be?
Technically swear in that song.
They don't. They don't swear at all. What do you mean?
Fuck you.
You said it wrong.
Say the Foxtrot Uniform Charlie Kilo. What do you mean?
You. We're not explicit here, Rob.
But yeah, so that one's obvious, right?
Yes.
That one has as many innuendos as possible. I'm going for like the classic hits that a Bob or maybe even a Kurt per se would be like, no, that was real music. And then they'd like be trashing more modern pop music and be like, they're just talking about sex. And it's like, hold on a second. Let's just put the brakes on for a moment. And let's look at some of these songs you're talking about here.
Yeah, I got you. So I'm gonna push back on one point.
Sure.
I agree with the premise. I don't think Kurt and Bob are in the same camp. In this sense, when it comes to like all modern songs are about sex and all the past songs weren't.
That's maybe I'm trying to I'm leveling it a little bit for the bit here. But.
Okay, no, that's fair. Because I think there's more nuance. I think that's something that Kurt would say.
Okay.
I think he's well aware that things haven't the sound has changed, but the content has remained the same.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more so the complaint I've heard is it's like, there used to be such great storytelling. The lyrics were so meaningful. And it's like, I just, sometimes sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we've necessarily lost to that. No. I think that sometimes popular music is just about banging.
Yeah. It is. And so was the music from yonder year as well.
Yeah. This is the larger point I have here. And some of it was just as, repetitive. I mean, the Beatles, I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Well, yeah, that was just sweet, That wasn't about sex. That was just about holding hands.
It wasn't, but it was like a minute and a half of I want to hold your hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very sweet and innocent.
Mm. Got a lot of story with those lyrics, huh?
Yeah, it painted a picture, you know? And I mean, not clearly as much of a picture as you get from Octopus's Garden. Not a dirty song, just like...
Are you sure?
I think it was meant... I didn't think it was mean words. I do not think it was meant as a sexual or dirty song. Oh. If it was...
Okay.
If,
right.
You know, with modern tendencies...
I don't trust Ringo.
I do. I think this is a different conversation. I think Ringo gets shit on too much.
No, we're having this conversation too.
And I think he is a better musician than people give him credit for.
I think that Ringo at one point was even quoted saying that. No, not Ringo. Paul. Paul was even quoted at one point saying Ringo wasn't even the best drummer in the Beatles.
I believe that, but I stand by my statement that he's a better musician than people give him credit for. I think he was surrounded by insanely incredible, talented individuals.
That's fair.
And I think when you are the worst in a group of four that is like world altering in terms of their popularity and reach. Mm-hmm. Like everyone has heard a Beatles song, unless you don't have access to music. Like, unless you don't have access to that's not the right way to phrase that. But unless you don't have access to any form of produced sold, you know what I mean.
I would go so far as to say that, and or at the very least, they've influenced most other popular music that's come after them.
Yes, 100%.
So it's a little hard to digest.
So when you have that huge of an influential group, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like who played bass for Johnny Cash? Fuck if I know. Yeah, but you know who Ringo Starr is.
That's okay. All right. You got me there.
Right? Like, that's, I don't know. I know it's a not an exact perfect one-to-one argument, but I mean, it's...
No, you're right. I do know the probably should be no-name drummer from the Beatles, because...
Wow. Yes, wow. Jesus. I so disagree with that. I so disagree with you, but whatever.
I'm having fun with it.
It's fair.
So yeah, Kev, I'm poising this to you. Again, Tina Turner, great vocalist, mm-hmm. Very popular artist, did lots of things, had a tough life from my understanding.
Yep.
But one of her most popular songs, and I immediately was listening to him like, yeah, I'm like, I've listened to it a few times actually since I first jotted down this topic. And I'm like, no, I was not wrong.
Nope.
I was right the first time.
Yep.
There's no layers here.
Nope. So I had a couple that came to mind immediately.
Okay.
And there's one. There's a band. There's a whole band that I'm going to put off till afterwards.
Okay.
There are a number of very questionable songs.
Ooh, okay.
That came to mind for that band.
I'm curious.
It's a band I know very well.
Yeah.
And it relates to your initial premise. I'm going to start with Tom Jones.
Tom Jones.
I'm going to start with the song Sex Bomb. Sex bomb, sex bomb, you're my sex bomb. You can, hold on. Come on, remember the words. You can give it to me when I need to be turned on.
Wow.
I think are the lines. It's something like that.
And like, Tom Jones is old. Like, that's not even like... It's not like 80s with the big hair bands. Like, that's old.
Yeah. Yeah. We're talking, 60s. 50,
50 sounds too old, but honestly, I always kind of lose when things were, like what musicians were popular, like from like the early 70s through like the late 50s. It's like, I don't know.
I know
really.
he was at least popular in the late 60s.
Okay.
Early 70s. I know that only because my mom has stories about how when she was a little girl, she would like stay up late to watch Tom Jones on television. Like, so, you know, like just to make the timing line up, he was at least popular, you know, late 60s, early 70s. I think he was popular before that, but I can guarantee that. Okay. And I want to say it's a little
guarantee
earlier.
that. Okay.
But yeah, that was one of the first ones that came to mind.
What the fuck is a sex bomb?
You're my sex bomb.
You're my sex bomb.
Yeah.
You think balm like something you put on your lips, or bomb like
no BOMB?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. It is an explosive.
Oh, good. Actually, it's much better that it's that one and not the one I mentioned. I don't like any of the implications.
You're my sex lip balm.
Yeah, I don't like the implications of a sex bomb. I don't know what it goes on. Is it lube? I don't know.
Oh, I imagine something a little different.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's singing. You know, if you're his sex bomb, then it's like a certain part of your body is lubing up his lips. It's about it's about oral sex.
Oh,
is what my brain went to. I don't think that's true. Maybe it is. Who knows? Maybe Tom Jones is a dirty old man.
It might be, probably is, but apparently sex bomb, not balm.
Yes, explosive sex.
Yeah.
Or no, actually, the exact opposite. A sex explosive.
Sex explosive.
So that one is a one that came to mind. It's a playful, fun song, but it's just describing the individual that you are attracted to, and someone who turns you on and you're gonna have sex with.
Okay,
so that one came to mind.
I think that's fair.
I don't know if it's
we can reach back pretty far for that. I like the gusto in reaching back as far as you could.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if we can go back farther, Vivaldi with his 4 seasons really got a lot of people going. How many people do you think did it listening to 4 Seasons by Vivaldi?
Have done it or did it? Because there's a little,
both?
Did it before recorded music and be a little challenging.
Oh, okay. That's fair. I don't know. I feel like it fits really well on a Nookie playlist, Just to get the violin in there. That song, whoo, dirty. Or like a little, was it Beethoven's Fifth? Ba 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 ba. That just really.
Is that not the 9th?
Oh, maybe it is. I forgot the number.
Right.
I forgot the number.
The 5th or the 9th are the popular ones. I'm pretty sure.
But when you hear that, if that doesn't get you going, I don't know what would.
Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. So I posit those. This is the most dirty songs.
I don't know. I'm going to count them.
They don't even have lyrics and they're dirty. So I think that's a whole nother category.
Okay. All right. One of the other ones I initially came up with, which is played on the radio all the time, is "Night Moves" by Bob Seger and Silver Bullet Band.
Okay.
And
yeah.
It's
Night Moves.
Yeah, Night Moves.
Which way does it move? Please tell me. What direction does it move?
No, it moves you be learning at night.
Oh, it's true.
He even gets it on later in the song. There's a breakdown, and he goes and he's like, "I woke up to the sound of thunder."
Yep.
And he's recalling back when he was a younger lad who had more night moves in him. And I'm like, what?
Hold on. How far off I sound when humming a song from 1962. Ain't it funny how the night moves when autumn's closing in?
I'm telling you.
I don't think
It's
that
about
particular
recollection
part of the song.
Pastimes and having more sex as a younger lad.
I'm not sold.
Okay, I'm pretty positive.
Okay.
This is about some form of recollection and looking back to somebody who I think that he was pining at or involved with. But it is still looking back at his previous sex life.
Fair. If we get... I thought of another one. This one isn't... It's not dirty, but I don't think it's... I would put it on the same level as Night Moves. I don't think Night Moves is as dirty as... What's Love? Yeah. I think that one is... That one's definitely beating out Night Moves, in my opinion.
I don't know if we're ranking them, but all right.
No, that's fair.
That's also fair though.
But like you can be real simple with it, like like time of the season, like it's the time of the season for loving. Like that's the lyric. I don't think it's a dirty song at all. I don't think that's even the implication there. But
no, if it's loving. Then yeah, that's the action.
No, it's loving.
No, it's not though.
It is.
It's not.
It's not like they say it's the time of the season for loving.
No, but they are.
But they are. I wasn't even one of the big ones. One of the big ones. There's this band.
Okay.
Kurt's a big fan.
Oh.
Big fan.
Okay.
Big fan.
I have a feeling I don't. There's only one band I know.
I listened to them a lot growing up. A ton. So much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's there was two. We talked about,
We've talked about them.
Yep. But this one, right? Mm-hmm. Very well known for their songs being sexual in nature.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. I know. And like you would think with, titles like Lick It Up, or Plaster Caster, that they're just totally normal songs, without any sexual innuendos whatsoever.
What's the name of that band?
Kiss.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I could probably name. I could probably find a sexual innuendo in 80% of their songs.
Now, I will pose this.
Okay.
In that 80s big hair bands, which I'm not saying that Kiss is, but they're not.
Yeah, they were out before that, but yeah.
They're not like Def Leppard,
Correct. They're not Poison.
They're not Poison. They're not Def Leppard.
No. They were out earlier.
They're not one of them.
Yeah.
But that general era of music was just blatantly sexual.
Yeah.
Pour some sugar on me.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to lay you down in a bed of roses. Yeah. Very much so. Very much so. But even those two I just mentioned, Lick It Up.
Yep.
Lick It Up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. You can imagine what that one might be about. I don't think we need to go into detail.
No. I have a feeling.
Yep. Plaster Caster, there's a little story behind it, which I think we talked about before.
Not that I remember.
Okay.
Well, that's not saying we haven't.
No, fair. So there was a famous sculptor who, her whole thing was that she made casts of musicians and actors' penises.
Oh. If somebody has still held on to those, there's a whole new market for dildos these days.
Yep. So that was her thing. She was known as the lady that made penis sculptures based off of real musicians and artists and actors' penises. And that whole song was written about that lady.
You're sure this is real?
Yes. That's the reason the song was written.
I'm just surprised I haven't heard of this before. I don't think you've told me this now that you've said it, because I feel like I'd remember that.
This is a conversation that we've had before. This is a conversation that at least he and I had before.
There's a good chance, but I don't think I was involved. I do not remember this topic. I definitely would remember this.
Because I'm pretty sure she mentioned the fact that there are still people that do that.
Yes, a person I know has mentioned that an ex of hers, they were going away, so they were being deployed from the military.
Oh, okay.
Before they left, they decided to cast and have made, or the option to have made, a number of dildos, and was offering it to his exes. Which is bold.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's bold.
Hey, that's ballsy.
Well, no, that's...
Sorry, it's shafty.
Maybe it was, I don't know.
Yeah, how big was the cast, So it's still a thing.
It's still a thing, but, that's not... You're implying that she was making plaster casts for art.
I'm implying that...
Not to sell for other...
Wait, I mean, I'm not implying anything, I think. What she decided to do with those, that's her business. And I think it was
you got me there.
I think it was a good business idea. Especially when when you get people in there who are notoriously known for,
Well, Kevin,
the things they do.
But Kev, that would also completely throw off the need for your looking over at the next urinal idea. Because if all famous people's dicks were, up there casted for sale, you'd know.
You just know.
You just know. You could find it. You could see a reasonable representation.
Do you think? Okay. This definitely happened, right? There are definitely people that paid her to make it look a little bigger than it actually is.
Oh fuck! You got a good point.
You know what I mean?
Get it out about an inch.
You're right. Both ways.
Oh.
But that definitely happened. I can't confirm it, but
right?
I'd be shocked.
I'd imagine. Because otherwise, right? It's either
as a man with a small penis,
I get it.
I'm just thinking what famous people would do.
Yeah.
Right. So, anyways,
no, but so if because it was otherwise, right? If she was an artist and just had a display of peni, but didn't have them label it, just in her mind, she's walking through the gallery and that's his penis. That's his penis. But otherwise, because it's either like that, right? It's it's supposed to be like an artful display of dicks. Yeah. Whereas it's not like you're walking down and there's Greek little podiums with penis on it and a plaque that says whose it is.
There should be. And they all have to be on marble columns, and it's this penis belongs to.
I would imagine that instead, she made a display of them and didn't actually tell people that she knew who all of them were and that they're all based on real and different penises. Because how this probably came up was fucking Gene Simmons was probably approached. She was like, "Hey."
That's why it became a song. Listen, that man knows how to make money off of everything. Anything and everything.
Apparently.
He is a, super, frugal individual while still living an incredibly lavish lifestyle. It's crazy.
I honestly do not... My family was not that big into
He had a reality TV show.
I knew that.
Gene Simmons' Family Jewels.
Yep.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
Okay.
Everything he marketed, everything in his band.
You picked like the 80s Bloodhound Gang. More successful Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah. Kind of. But, okay, unrelated.
Okay.
Well, related.
Related, unrelated?
Related, unrelated. Disco was all about sex, dude.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Maybe it's... Okay, you know what? I think it's also...
Just progressing through the years.
Yeah, not to actually throw out something we could probably talk about sort of thing, but, well, yeah, as sexual progression and awareness has raised over the years, songs have obviously gotten more sexual. Like, each decade, I'd say. I mean, I don't think WAP would have came out in the 70s. I don't think it would have come out in... What was it? We said was the Summer of Love, 67?
69.
No,
No, it was 67.
It was 67.
It was 67.
I don't think WAP would have come out in 67.
No.
I don't think we were ready.
No.
Fleetwood Mac's rolling around in the tall grass is one thing, but...
Well, you know, back then, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that.
Why?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
No, I agree with that point, though. Is that, like, as we as a society became more acceptable about sex, naturally the music is going to progress in that way as well. And I think music is always... I disagree with this point, but I'm going to make it anyway. Just ahead of the curve in terms of where we as a society, and when I say that, I mean just America, because, you know, we're British as fuck. But, like, music is always one step ahead of, like, what we think is acceptable.
Well, I think for two reasons, right?
Got to push the boundary.
Well, you're pushing the boundary, but it's also... Artists tend to do that because you're trying to think of new ideas. It's hard to be conservative in your ideology if you're trying to think of new ideas.
Yeah.
But the other part of it is they're also making the boundary.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if popular music is what's popular, that's what's setting cultural norms.
The FCC is making the boundaries to a certain extent, but, you know.
I'm not talking about that, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about what's explicit, what's not explicit, but mainline music is helping to set basically the cultural what are we okay with right now. Yeah.
I agree.
So.
But there were points when I definitely immediately disagreed. The reason I immediately disagreed is because of... I think that only started happening in... probably starting in the 50s, 60s. I think before that, I don't think music was pushing the, like... It was definitely pushing social... changing social norms.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was explicitly in, like, a sexual way. Right?
How dare you?
Yeah, okay. Hold on. hold on.
Because even, like, I mean, I'm trying to go back and think of swing music.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, with language more appropriate of the time.
Sure.
Well, some of them, their songs are still about...
Dancing.
I'm sorry, dancing. Cheek to cheek.
Yeah. Okay, alright. Yeah, fuck me. Alright, we go back to the 1800s.
Yeah, we have to go back long enough where there wasn't words, I guess, you know.
Oh, wait, they had words in their folk songs.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh! Sorry. That really got to me for a second there. No, yeah. Yeah. Folk songs.
Okay.
Yeah! They were dirty as fuck, dude. Like Shakespeare.
Well, that's not... I mean, okay.
But like, the songs that that probably have been lost to history. That the lower class members of society would sing to each other were often, while not the songs themselves were noted, like they were written about how like filthy and vulgar they were.
Sea shanties.
Yeah.
Although, maybe not.
Sally Brown.
Maybe. Way down. Yeah, no, but at the same time, you know what? Maybe it is a cultural thing. Because I was going to say that's European, though.
We had
Where
like Wailers.
I meant like the folk music. Shakespeare, like
Europe
has been more
yes,
progressive.
Yes. Okay, gotcha.
Was what I meant. But
gotcha.
Yeah, we did. I mean, I'm sure sea shanties were from the Americans, but they're also from
everywhere.
Yeah,
that had sailors.
Yeah,
basically.
Sailor's mouth.
Yeah, it's a saying for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Filthy, vulgar, dirty. Maybe it's me. So I don't know. But I feel like those songs, yeah, dirty, nasty.
Right. Okay.
Just on that age spectrum. So yes. So I throw out my my point that the further back you go, because probably
artists are usually the ones who are helping to establish music, and they were poor and trying to get laid.
Related. Birds mating calls.
Also just trying to get laid.
Right? Like, but that's what I mean. That's like it's something that
So music is just about trying to get laid.
Yeah, that's what we've come to today. Music is about getting laid. And it's true for across species and time. He's not here to defend himself or agree with you. So, haha! Take that. Yes, you're correct. Dirty songs have existed since music existed. I'm sure, the first cavemen banged rocks together in a way to try to attract the females. So yeah, fuck that argument that music today is just all about sex.
No, that is the argument, and I think we're with that, aren't we?
Wait, that music today is any different from music in that? There it is.
Okay, yeah.
Fuck the argument that music today is different than music was at any point in time.
Is it maybe a bit more sexually explicit? Yeah.
Maybe only in the language used.
I guess that's my greater point here.
Okay.
Is it's really about, is it more explicit? It's more,
it's in
less
your face.
hidden.
Yeah.
It's in your face.
Yeah. There's some whores in this house,
So, so I think, because some of those songs were still in your face. It's just, it wasn't, they fluffed it up a little.
The way it was in your face.
Got him!
I was thinking it's just.
I'm like, then I'm going to use this turn of phrase, and then it's going to take him a moment. It's going to be great.
It's so in your face.
It's so in your face. They fluffed it up a little.
Oh, fuck, dude.
No, but I think like early 2000s also was getting more sexual.
Yeah.
Like I just had some examples that Genie in the Bottle by Christina Aguilera. So I want to rub you the right way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think at the point we got to Candy Shop by 50 Cent, it was
Good song.
There wasn't hiding a lot there. Same with Hips Don't Lie, Shakira. Although that's going like
I mean,
that's
it's a little.
borderline 2000.
Yeah, I think Hips Don't Lie. I mean,
It's more
Hips Don't
about
Lie.
dancing.
Yeah, it's not nearly as sexual as Candy Shop.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Like,
No,
you know,
I
let's
don't-
make
I
a
don't
clear
think-
distinction
I don't
between
think-
those two.
No. I think Candy Shop's pretty. You're there.
Yep. But Hips Don't Lie though. That's a bop.
That one's more about acknowledging you're sexy.
Yeah, it's a bop. I did have one. I did have one more.
Hit me.
And it's a little gross. I'm gonna warn you.
Okay.
And it ties into another point that I was thinking about when we started talking about this.
Sure.
So it's another Kiss song.
Oh, okay.
The name of it is Christine 16.
I have some guesses as to why this might not be great.
Yeah.
What's the song about, Kev?
It's about how, someone is attracted to this lady named Christine.
Sure. Put on you,
And
Christine.
she's 16 years old.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
there's a-
Christine.
There's a line in the song that is, she's been around, but she's young and clean. I got to have her, can't live without her.
Wait a minute, I think I've heard this. Not sung quite like that, but
I just spoke it. So.
yeah. I feel like, and that's, I guess, one of the other things is like, for some reason, I don't know if it's the cadence, the way that it's sung, it doesn't outwardly sound sexual. It's like one of those songs you slow down a second, like, hold on, what was that lyric?
Whoa, wait.
And then you hear it, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and, related.
Okay.
For a long time there, and I'm sure it's still happening.
Sure.
Musicians just like slept with underage girls all the time.
I'm not trying to say a blanket statement for musicians, but yeah, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, I don't think we stop at musicians.
No, I meant like I'm not trying to say all musicians.
Oh, hashtag not all musicians.
That's not.
Is what you were saying?
That's, God damn it! I hate it more now that I said it, but I mean, not all musicians are sleeping with underage people.
Sure.
It's a wide genre.
Okay,
but there
of
are
the bands
a lot
that
of
we
down-
mentioned,
Sure, there's a lot of diehard fans, and when you're a younger individual, it's easier to get into something that much. And so,
yep.
probably has put a lot of people in very questionable circumstance that is not their fault.
Nope. It's just creepy guys being creepy guys.
Yeah.
But it
At the very best, not asking enough questions.
I think that's too much credit.
I guess it depends on
Also, there's a
a
whole
lot
like
of things.
there's a whole like what were the parents thinking?
What do you? I don't think parents do. What do you mean?
Well, if you're there is like so there are stories of musicians in being like trying to and failing sleeping with underage girls because they were there with. It's generally male musicians. I know I keep saying that in a way, but like it's generally what we hear the most. So I'm sure it happens the other way as well. It's it's the one we hear the most. And like because they were there with their family, like their parents being like, "No, you're not going to go back to that guy's dressing room just because he asked you to."
I don't know how much I've heard of that outside of like in actual situations. Although, yeah, that's oh my god, yeah.
So
There's a lot of questions there. There's probably some parents who would encourage it. As a more fucked up thought I had for a moment.
yeah, and it makes me the reason we were thinking about this time we were talking about kids. Like Gene Simmons is like a known sex addict. That was his thing. Is that like Like he would be sleeping with a different lady at every single town. He was like similar to come on, Brain, the Rolling Stones.
Mick Jagger.
Yeah, Mick Jagger. Like similar to Mick Jagger in that way.
Or Adam Levine for those newer.
Or Adam
tastes.
Levine. Like there was he was sleeping with a new lady in every single town that they went to when they toured. And it generally people that were picked up from the crowd. And a lot of times they weren't 18 or older. And I'm like, it was just a thing. It was just a thing that was happening. And
I don't think it's just a thing that was happening.
You're right. I agree it's still happening. But why are we okay with it?
Why aren't there more musicians arrested as sex offenders? Is that what you're asking?
That's what I'm going for. Yes, I think potentially more musicians should be in jail.
Yeah.
Or at least like
at least
charged or had to pay civil damages if nothing else. Like there's got to be a repercussion.
What do you mean? You mean like Michael Jackson and R. Kelly aren't the only two people who should be called out for this?
Hey, Michael Jackson was found innocent on all accounts.
R. Kelly wasn't.
Yep. That's a true statement. But they're the you know.
I'm just okay.
They're the big ones.
In more recent times, right?
Yeah.
Well, Michael Jackson isn't even more recent times at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, he's been dead a little while now.
That's not what I meant.
Well, no, but you know.
But okay, so you know,
that's a fair point. You can't touch someone if you're dead.
God damn it, Kevin. I don't want to say you're wrong for a lot of reasons. Okay, anyway. Those are two examples, whereas this is probably happening on a larger scale.
Yeah, it's certainly a prevalent issue.
You know what the reason probably is?
The fact that we have a culture built around victim blaming and not allowing women to openly speak. Or, rewind, not allowing victims to feel safe to openly speak about experiences that have happened to them, especially against someone who clearly holds power and influence.
I was going to say something as a build-up to that. I think it was like a slight bridge.
Oh, you in between?
Probably a slight bridge to gap. I mean, yes,
okay.
That's probably the overall statement.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say...
Right. I had to ham-fist it in there.
Yeah,
you know?
I was going to start with... I was going to start with...
Ham-fist in your face, you know?
I was going to start with... God damn. I was going to start with that it's probably the age of the victims and that they're further away from what may or, young adults.
I'm going to say this in a very blunt way.
Yep.
That is going to come across as really bad.
Okay.
They're easy targets.
Well, yeah, you're right. It did. I
know.
No, but it's. I think there's so much discussion about when consent should be legal.
Yes.
That people look a lot less harshly on 16 on.
Sure.
And I don't agree with it. I think that you can do plenty of damage as an older person who knows what they're doing with somebody who is emotionally vulnerable at a time.
Yeah.
Such as that.
Yeah. You're still a child when you're 18. You're still a child when you're 17. You're still,
I only realize that more and more the older I get.
Yeah.
I remember being 18 and being 16 and being like, that's bullshit. I can make decisions probably better than my parents at this point. and now being,
look how dumb we were.
Now being older, being like, fuck.
Yeah. No.
You had hope back then.
What was it like to not be depressed?
You wrongfully had hope back then.
it's and it, no, yeah, you're not able to fully, your brain's not fully formed. So like you can't give full thought into decisions, and even with the long thing that I mentioned earlier about in those situations, you're not fully thinking it through anyway, especially because like the balance of power is different.
Yeah, huge balance of power. You're looking up to a person and idolizing them. They're still just a person.
Yeah.
Who should be responsible.
Yeah. The recent one, like Drake Bell, we've talked about.
A little bit. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't familiarized myself a lot with it.
Fair.
But I've heard, and I was like, yeah. I mean, no way. I haven't confirmed, but I'm not gonna argue somebody on it.
No. It was the story is that he basically groomed this underage girl to perform oral sex on him. Like,
oh, there's a lot of things there. Fuck.
Yeah, and like because she was a fan of his from the the Nickelodeon television show and like the music and
right, and I think. And yeah, and there are other cases to not make it more one-sided. Have you seen any stuff about Sia?
Yeah.
And the incredibly questionable things there with no charges that I know of thus far?
Yeah, with, oh God, I can't remember, Maddie? Maddie. Yeah, from Dance Moms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch Dance Moms. I know you know.
I know. That's right up your alley with trash TV.
Yeah, I did. Well, it was a whole thing. But yeah, like because wasn't she like staying at her house, like they were sharing a bed together, and like, what? Like, it's insane.
And that's probably another thing that's being overlooked is I think there's an age thing, but it's also because Sia identifies as female, that would not be viewed okay, obviously.
Yeah. And it wasn't viewed as okay. There was still backlash to it. But like it's the
yeah, there has many cases on it.
It's true.
There's no charges right now that I know of.
It's true. And it's the one,
The one we know about.
The one we know about, the one person who identifies as female that we know about in this situation.
Yeah, Kev, there's probably a larger discussion here. It's a little bit different than our parents, singers, and songwriters' music was still intended to be just as sexual as today's, but with less words.
Yeah, but I mean, songs are dirty because musicians are dirty.
And that's fine. People are dirty, but, some of us could be less dirty than others.
No. Some of us, everyone should be legally dirty.
Everyone should be responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's okay to be dirty as long as there's consent.
Be responsible and valid consent.
Yeah. I'm going to rub some consensual dirt on you, Rob.
Ooh, baby.
And, yeah, music hasn't changed. People haven't changed. The world just grows around us, and we like to believe we learn to adapt to it, but do we even do that?
Probably a whole separate topic, because I'm just going to focus on music for a second, is that it's also that I think in today's age, there are so many branches to go of music that's not just pop.
Well, yeah, compared to back in my day,
Offshoot pop, where it's like, oh yeah, I'm still just listening to what's on the radio. I can go and
yeah.
SoundCloud person and listen to them and actually like them.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody, will have followers of 50,000, a following of 50,000 that happened back then. They now get recognized.
Yeah, but it's the internet, but accessibility.
Accessibility
is what it comes down to. Accessibility.
Which I'm mentioning a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with. Shit's fucked up.
Shit's fucked up.
I like music. People want to bang.
I like music too. And if you're not banging to Bach or Beethoven, you should try it.
Ba, 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 ba.
Consensually and legally.
Unless you're pirating, that's fine.
Oh yeah, you don't have to legally listen to us.
Yeah.
Bang. What? Thanks for listening.
It's not a paid service yet.
Check out the Any Given Thursday OnlyFans. No.
He loves you.